Welcome back to the Main Stage podcast. This is a very special transmission as this is going out on New Year's Eve. We're actually recording in November, but yeah, this is kind of a New Year's Eve special. If for whatever reason you don't have anything to do on this fine evening, you can spend it with me and my guest Alfie here, who has now been on the pod who has now been on the pod twice. Even this is your second time on the pod. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing wonderful, mate. Hello to future us two. Probably getting pissed up somewhere.
Yeah,
On this
absolutely.
fine evening.
So 2023 has come to an end, and we wanted this podcast to be like kind of a retrospective, a bit of a look back at the year and a look forward to what's going to take place next. So we'll start off with looking ahead. Plans for 2024, Alfie. What you up to in 2024?
Oh, 2024. Well, I mean, hopefully by the time I'm speaking to myself, I've got myself a proper fucking job. Because I've graduated university now and I've still not got myself a fucking job. So hopefully that's step one sorted.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've not got too much lined up apart from Leeds Festival already booked because of the cheap ticket scheme.
Absolutely.
Potentially, we just mentioned literally about 5 minutes ago the possibility of download. That's still maybe in the pipeline.
Yes. So in terms of download, the lineup. So, like I said, this is being recorded in the middle of November. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen any of the lineups yet for any of the 2024 festivals.
Apart from
Download's the only one we've seen, and at least me and Sam, and most likely you, I think we're on about doing download this year. So that'll be a big one to look forward to. I've done it once
again.
I've done it once in the past, as I worked it last time I was there, so it'll be a fun one to go down as just like a fan and have a good
punter,
and have a proper weekend there. We're also, chances are we'll be back at Truck this year, and we'll definitely be back at Leeds this year. Another big one on the list this year. Download. That'll be the first time we ever get a download video on the channel. But there's also a big one that we're doing in the summer, which I'm really excited for. We're going out to Porto. We're going abroad again, and we're doing Primavera. So that should be really excited. We're going to do I've got the video for that planned. It's really different to anything I've ever done. It's going to be a really fun video. I'm going to try and like mix up a podcast and a vlog type video, and almost have like a commentary video while the action's going. Which
Did you say it's in Porto? Did you say it's in Porto?
Yes. So we're doing Primavera Porto.
Portugal is fucking amazing.
Yeah, so we're going out there. Yeah. We're going out there for a week. We've got a couple of days before the festival and a couple of days after. And I think literally the whole time the plan is to just record festival content and then record piss up content.
Mate, it's honestly, I went with my boys last year to Albufeira, and it is a fucking wonderful country. Like,
yeah, and that's the week before. That's the week before download as well. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, whew.
We get back and then we're straight into download.
What a 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what 2024 is going to look like here. Is there any music you're excited to hear in 2024? I know we're starting to get a few albums announced.
There's a couple that are like, that I would have seen that'll come up around the time again, but I'll just like forgotten about. I know Neck Deep have got one coming out 2024. That'll be. Yeah. I'm excited for that. Bring Me's looking like it should be 2024 as well.
So I think that's got a date. Yeah. So the Bring Me record on my notes.
Was that got a date now?
Bring Me record is apparently the 12th of the 1st.
Okay. So literally like probably the first big release we'll get.
Yeah. So we get Bring Me on the 12th of the 1st. We get Green Day on the. We get Green Day on the 19th of Jan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's potentially Neck Deep in February. We've got Declan McKenna on the 9th of Feb.
Oh,
We've got Idols on the 16th of Feb.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Last Dinner Party on the 2nd of Feb.
I need to get into them. I've only heard good things.
I've heard 2 songs that fuck, and I've heard 1 song that's not great.
Right.
Their newest one's not my thing, but they're...
I see. Don't we have like 3 songs or something?
Yeah, they've got a tune in FIFA. Unreal tune. And then the last one that I've got that's kind of already announced is Mannequin Pussies, which I'm quite excited for. Bit of a niche one. But then also Dua Lipa's probably releasing a record.
Yeah.
I would imagine Sam Fender's releasing a record. And Blossoms are basically confirmed to be releasing a record. unless their label fucks around. But the Blossom should be dropping next year.
I see. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my list of tunes next year.
I mean, one thing we might get back onto these. I'm just plucking this out the arse. I'm thinking the Ratings are going to have a third studio album coming out as well. In the same amount of years, I'm pretty sure that's 3 in 3 years. I'm pretty sure if they do release.
Why
if they
was their first
album was 20 because they had loads of EPs. First one was 2020, but the first album, Kids Off Your Estate, was 2022. I'm pretty sure, and then second one. What's Rock and Roll?
Yeah, so
was
the
in
chances
January
are we'll get another.
And they're releasing releasing singles as well. So I think it's an almost a certainty.
Okay.
It's already been announced. Why am I saying
it?
What am I saying this for? It's been announced. Yeah, it's got like Ballad of a Bystander or something.
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know why. I totally forgot about that. What are we about?
Yeah.
I swear the cover art's like a pub or something.
No, it's a woman stood in front of it. It's a woman in an art gallery. It's a woman stood in front of it. It's a woman in an art gallery, but is looking at another woman stood down a council estate in classic creative fashion. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of music that did come out this year, what did you think about like tunes overall this year? Do you reckon it's been a good year for music?
I think it's been good. I think it's been I think again, like you always just remember the highlights. I do think a lot of the stuff that I've like listened to, like delving into outside of my realm, or just like plucking out somewhere, or like an album that I was excited to listen to, it's just been like a little bit too mid for my liking. But the highlights have still been really high. Like I'll pull up my list of albums from this year that I've listened to. But I look at the Fall Out Boy album from earlier on this year. I thought it was really good. Paramore's was incredible.
Paramore's was incredible.
Yeah. Foo Fighters really blew me away.
I think at the start of the year as well, there wasn't like a lot to look forward to. There was like, it was all like my B tier bands. Do you know what I mean? It's not like my top, especially like last year we got Monkeys 1975 and like a few other massive ones. So this year, all we really had at the beginning, like to expect, was like Shame, Paramore, Inhaler. And then I think as we went on through the year, I think a lot of good music's come out at the end of this year. I think we've had a lot of really good stuff recently.
I've had some really good releases on my radar back end of the year.
Post Leeds Fest, I think there's a really good vibe right now.
Yeah.
I think that we got I don't know, was the Olivia Rodrigo album after Leeds Fest? I think it was
after Leeds Fest. Carly Rae was after Leeds Fest as well.
Like you had the Eras tour tickets went on sale.
Yeah.
I just think there's been like a nice vibe in the music community post Leeds Fest this year. I think Glastonbury was really fun this year. Like I said, we didn't go, but like Twitter's always really fun. Glastonbury weekend.
That Friday at Glastonbury would have been fucking legendary.
Yeah,
for a day of music. 100%. Like some of the bands that were on that day were like, I mean, top of my head, who was it? It was Monkeys headlining, but Royal Blood, Foo Fighters, Pale Waves, Cortinas, Carly Rae.
That's the thing, I suppose. Like we always talk about how like we've got FOMO from Glastonbury, but I imagine the year when we finally go, we'll be like, oh, I wish I was on Twitter right now.
No, we won't. No, you
but
don't.
Like, I can imagine that being the case. I could imagine like in some bizarre scenario where I just sat there like, there's a really shit lineup, and we're like, damn, I wish I was on Twitter right now.
I could be in bed watching this in my room, like
absolutely,
with a glass of wine or something. Would be
playing FIFA on another screen. But so yeah, what else? So I think we should maybe go back throughout the year and just think about like granularly what came out. So January, what happened in January in terms of music?
Well, I mean, honestly, you could have told us that we were going month by month on this, so I could have something here.
Thought of it on the spot. I've just thought of it on the spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I foreshadowed, the Ratings dropped single-handedly one of the worst rock records I have ever heard in my life. One of the worst albums I've heard in my life.
Was that in January?
Yeah, it was early doors January. What's Rock and Roll was the name of the project.
Yeah.
It is single-handedly an insult to British rock music, to be quite honest, and guitar music as a whole, which is what it's guitar music.
So
that's what
I'm working on a video. It'll be out by now. and it's my what was it? Worst tunes of
Doing a
2023,
worst list.
and monthly
Mhm.
subscription is on that list.
Monthly
I
subscription.
don't know. I don't know. I can't remember where. I don't think it's. I think there's just been a lot of shit music this year. No,
Yeah,
actually, there's not been
yeah.
that much shit music this year.
I
But
was
like
gonna keep
the
a
shit
tab. I
stuff's
was gonna
been
keep a
like
tab
really shit.
on. I was gonna keep a tab on the worst songs of the year, but then I just got bored of like, I don't want to like keep track of bad shit. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not like making a video on it like you are, I don't really want to. Like I do
Yeah.
remember that. I do remember that KSI Oliver Tree song
Circa
being absolutely
Waves.
horrendous. Oh,
That's
that's
in
one
the
I do
list as
remember.
well. That is
That's
also in the
horrendous.
list. What am I looking at? Circa Waves came out in January. They
Yeah.
dropped an album that was decent. Who else? Who else did stuff in January? Maneskin released like the worst album you've ever heard.
Oh, what was that called?
Ice Spice
Was it
dropped an album.
Ice
It's
Spice
Rush
album?
by
Was it?
Maneskin.
Rush. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Rush.
And then from
I
what I
was
can see
thinking
here,
of mine.
Ice Spice. Lucas Graham released the 4th album titled Lucas Graham that he's released.
By the artist Lucas Graham.
Yeah, not to be confused with Lucas Graham by Lucas Graham or Lucas Graham by Lucas Graham. You know, it's not a guy either. They're like a band. Like they're not
Lucas.
like.
Wait, what? Wait, Lucas Graham's a band.
So Lucas Graham is a band, not to be confused with Lucas Graham, the man who's in the band. And they've released 4 albums, all titled Lucas Graham. And all of them have. I'm pretty sure they all have a tune called Lucas Graham on them as well.
But like,
I think it might be a bit of a 1975.
he's like the
thing.
opposite of Tame Impala. Like how
Yeah.
everyone gets how a lot of people got misconceived by Tame Impala being one bloke.
Yeah.
Lucas Graham's not one
Lucas
bloke.
Graham's actually
Lucas
a
Graham
band,
is a
guys.
conglomerate of Lucas Graham.
We also got we got one of the most surprisingly decent albums of the year actually in January was the Ava Max album. Actually, do you know what? I recorded a reaction.
I never listened.
I recorded a reaction video to that album, and it never came out because I lost the files. Are still on my computer somewhere, but I just never did anything with them. I think I left it too long, so I could put it out at some point maybe. But
if you ever do a Patreon, then there you go.
Yeah. Sam Smith dropped in January. We also had the Smashing Pumpkins in January. And then, so that's January. February. What came out in February? John Frusciante's solo album. We had Korn dropped an album in February. Rebecca Black dropped an album.
Oh, well. Did she? Wow.
Paramore, This Is Why. That was a big February album.
Yes.
That was like
yes, of course.
I think that was the first one that I was like gassed for.
Was like, yeah, no, same for real. Like, I mentioned them on the best list that we did last year on my podcast. I put This Is Why on there, and I think I just got blown away of how good the album was. I think it still stands as my favorite of the year. Obviously, so we're recording this in November.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is anything else that can really overtake it at this point. I think, I could flip flop between a couple. But no, for me, like, that is still the best. And Crave is, again, like one of my favourite songs of this year as well.
Unless something comes out this year. Unless something comes out like this week, I think This Is Why will be in that, like in my albums of the year video. I think This Is Why will be number 1, unless something comes out like tomorrow that's just ridiculous, which is not going to happen.
No,
But that is currently sitting number 1, and it has been since February. So we also had Yumi at 6 dropped on the same day. Inhaler dropped the following week. Kind of a disappointing album.
I didn't think it was like awful. I'm not a massive Inhaler fan.
I didn't think it was. No, so
no.
I think their first album's great. Their first album's incredible, and then I didn't really have too much, like, I wasn't too excited going into this one. And then when it came out, I just kind of was like, the first half bored me to death. And then as soon as you get to later on tunes like Perfect Storm and Dublin in Ecstasy, that was where I started going, okay, there's some tunes here. And I think those songs alone have grown on me to the point where I rank the album higher. But I feel like if I went back and listened to the whole thing, like, and listened to that first half again, it'd probably bore me.
Yeah, I just think in terms of like a band like Inhaler, I just don't do a massive amount for me, and that got sort of cemented when I did see him at Leeds Fest for the first time. Like, I'd never go out my way to go and see him. Don't get me wrong.
And that's the
I
thing.
mean,
It's mad because
not for the fact that their fan base also seems
yeah,
clinically
it's mad
insane.
because like yeah, because that album like it's got some of their best music on it that they've ever released, but it's just kind of like as a whole finished product, it's so boring.
It's just like I think there's only
I think that's my
it's
main
only like
issue
so
with it.
far that there's only so far that indie music can go to be like actually like incredible in my opinion.
And the thing, and don't get me wrong, I do think they are better than a lot of indie bands at the minute, and I think they've got a bit more about them than a lot of like these kind of football-y Jamie Webster guys. I think Inhaler are definitely not on that same vibe, and they've definitely got more about them, but they just need to actually show that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Who else released in February? The Lathams
P.S.
got
for
that
Veil,
album in February.
released in February as well. They had some really good songs on that album actually. Past the Nirvana is an excellent like metalcore song, and the title track of that I think is still really good.
So all three like of my big albums this year were February releases. So you had Paramore, and then the following week you had Inhaler, and then literally like the following week it was the Lathams and Shame on the same day, and Shame was a big one for me this year.
Yeah, I know you really like Shame. Did you ever go? Did you actually end up going to see them on that Sunday at Leeds?
So my phone was gonna die, and I needed to I needed to buy a portable charger before it did. So I bought the portable charger at the campsite, and then by the time I was there, I was just like, I'm not going back into the arena now. I just want to kind of get home and make sure everything's okay. Like, I want to get back to the tent, make sure it's still up, because you know what Sunday night's like at Leeds. So I never saw him at Leeds Fest, but I did manage to see him in February at Sheffield. My mate Kyle, he went to see them at Leeds Fest. Apparently, there was literally like 30 people there. And
really?
Like, apparently Steen was like running around in circles in the crowd basically just because of that little people there.
Oh my god, that's so weird. That's so weird. Because
no one really knew they were playing.
Yeah,
no one
really
promoted
it
at all. Not even that, but like no one promoted it at all.
Oh yeah. No, I think like for a band like that, especially when you're a band like that who wants to have like crowd interaction, which I can imagine Shame do. Like, am I right in saying that like they do have a lot going for them in a live setting?
Yeah, they're one of the best. They're probably one of the best live bands in the country.
There you go then. So like, surely it would be so much better to put them on the Thursday when like James Marriott had his set, because he was playing he had the last slot on the Thursday, I'm pretty sure, in that tent.
Oh, just
give them one of them slots.
They just need to bring back the smaller stages, because I know everyone talks about bringing back the Radio 1 stage, but there's a few more that they need to bring back. And they need to... Me and Jack did an episode where we were looking at old lineups, and it was like you'd have... Your Radio 1 stage is like your second stage, and there's big acts that headline that. And you'd see like you'd see big acts that you'd see on the main stage on those kind of on those smaller stages.
Yeah.
And there was just more of them, so you get like 4 stages down, but you'd still have someone decent headline in that stage.
Yeah.
And like a few decent names on that stage. They need to just bring back more bring back the stages and have Shame just headline one of them.
Like the Pit and the Lockup, like,
yeah. Honestly, Shame could headline the Lockup.
The stuff that you'd have in like the Pit and the Lockup, it's like a mini slam. It's like a mini slam dunk, just over 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah, you could have like Shame. You could have like your main stage, have the Radio 1 stage, Radio 1 dance stage, and the Radio 1 extra stage as 3 separate things.
Yeah.
Have like big pop ups like Two Door Cinema Club headlining your Radio 1 stage. And then below all of them, you get like Pit, Lockup, Festival Republic. Have Shame do like the Festival Republic stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But so that was a big one. The Lathams album was one that I thought was shit at the time, but now I've been converted to a Lathams enjoyer. So my opinions of it have slightly changed, but like a lot of the songs that bored me still kind of do.
I still don't think it's like incredible. Like I do really like the Lathams, to be honest. I think Alex
it's still like
has a really good voice to me.
Like as an album, it's a 7 out of 10.
I give it
a 6 out of 10 at best.
7. I give it a late 7.
I'd give it like a firm 6.
A firm 6.
To be fair, because like even the songs like after I converted to a Lathams enjoyer, even the songs that I'm bumping now, that's like 3 or 4 off this album, but the rest of it's still kind of boring.
Yeah, there's a couple like I think Rise and Fall I really like. I Know, I think it's really good.
I Know is great
as well.
Sad Face Baby.
Sad Face Baby, yeah.
That's like
Say
one
My
of
Name
the,
obviously is
yeah,
fucking a great. That's an indie. That's a modern day indie classic.
yeah.
IMO.
And then so that's February.
Mm-hmm.
In March we had Caliucci's Mimi Webb, Slow Tie. That
Fuck
was a
Mimi Webb, by the way. Let me just say this right
yeah.
now.
She
Fuck
was
Mimi
shit at
Webb.
Leeds Fest
She
as
was
well.
tragic. Eh?
She was shite.
She was.
Do you know what
shit.
it is? Like I said to Harry
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, it is literally just pretty girls singing about being pretty girls.
Facts.
All
Pretty
of that
girl,
music
pretty
is.
girl problems. Fuck off,
No,
man.
it's
Like, have a
literally
word for
like
yourself, Ben.
all of them. Like Mimi
yeah.
Webb, Katie Baser. Who's the other one? The bitch that did the girl that did Eurovision.
The girl that did Eurovision. Oh, Mae
And
Muller.
she's like,
Mae
yeah,
Muller, is that it?
it's all just pretty girls singing about being pretty girls, man. It's literally,
Nah.
but
I
yeah,
like
you
pop
had
girls with a bit of personality. You know what I mean? Just like
you had Slow Tie that month, which is a great album, but we can't. Really
Can we talk?
about
I mean,
it.
can we kind of talk about that for a second? Just because
the tune was great.
I'm still in like.
It was a great record.
I'm still in like I'm still like so stunned about that news, to be honest, because I don't think I've listened to really any Slow Tie since that news came out, and I'm a ginormous Slow Tie music fan. I can't say Slow Tie fan now because of all the allegations, but and it's such a shame because that album is seriously one of the best things I heard all year.
Honestly, if that didn't come out, he would have been on my list in like number 4. He would have come. That album would have been like number 4.
Oh
on my
man,
top
like
albums
because just
and I'm not, and I
album,
don't, I couldn't give a shit about Slow Tie. Like I've never really rated it. I've never really liked him as a guy, and I've never been too like he's got a few bangers here and there, but I've never been too fussed about his music. But this album would have been like top 4 albums of the year if he
just like jumped off a cliff, like stylistically, you know what I mean? Just went so many different directions with like the post-punk grunge style of music that I was doing. Like, I mean, you know, to get Fontaine, like he had Green from Fontaine's doing backing vocals on the title track. Like, it's a crazy album, but yeah, for the minute, and you know, still probably reluctantly, it's fuck Slow Tie, unfortunately.
Yeah. We've also got Miley Cyrus album dropped in March. The worst album of the year was also dropped in March. That was 100 Gex with 10,000 Gex.
Was that a deluxe?
No, it's just a new album. So the first album was 1,000 Gex. This one's 10,000. I imagine the next one will be 100,000.
100,000.
Yeah, I imagine that's how their album.
How far are they going to
go? Hopefully. Not much for. Hopefully, just
negative 10,000 Gex.
Hopefully, this is just the end of it altogether. Next up, All Time Low, Black Honey, Lil Pump,
Fall Out Boy was also March.
U2, Baby Metal, Fall Out Boy, yeah. Lana Del Rey. There's a lot of insufferable music came out in March.
Was Gorillaz out in March as well?
I believe I did read the name Gorillaz.
Cracker Island, yeah. Oh no, it was February. Oh wow, yeah. No, actually,
Boy Genius came out in March, I believe.
Oh, the record is that?
Yeah,
that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Bury Tomorrow, DMAs.
Oh, don't. Oh, that was a rough album. That one. The DMAs release.
Melanie Martinez came out.
Oh.
We'll talk a bit more about that, I suppose, later on. Melanie Martinez.
No. I mean, should we talk about that DMA's album for a little bit? Just because I think that a lot of people.
Do you know what? I haven't listened to it. All I heard was that the singles sounded like.
I'll take the floor for a little bit.
Were they not doing like drum and bass on the singles?
So they went a little bit. I think people got over exaggerating, saying they were going a bit dancier because I think like the DMA is like before this release was one of those like the most looked upon, like respected bands in the indie scene. Like I think, you know, people loved them. And I still love them. I think they're fucking mint. And I think they had some really good songs. I think Olympia is a great song. I think the
only 2 DMA's tunes I know. Tape Deck, Sick and Believe are the 2 DMA's tunes. The only thing that stood out to me about DMA's is the fact that their biggest song on Spotify by about 30 million streams is a cover.
Yeah, it is an excellent cover. Don't get me wrong, but I think like because people see it as one of the best covers of all time. Like people actually say that. No, it was I Don't Need a Hide. I think is a brilliant song. They just played with a lot of like you know, more electronic like elements in the production, and I think that's where people are coming from. It's not drum and bass. Don't get me wrong, but the album itself isn't very good, to be honest. It's not really DMAs. And you know what happens when, an indie band tries
Goes
to take
off,
a
yeah.
risk and goes off the edge a little bit? People fucking hate it, right? People don't like you doing that. So yeah.
Um,
Did Tyler the Creator also drop the extended version of Call Me If You Get Lost
I think that was
this year?
slightly later. I think that was
That was
no,
was
that
that
was
slightly late?
2022, was it not?
No, the extended version of the
Oh, I'm
estate
not
sale.
sure.
That was also in March as well. The 31st of March, he
Right.
dropped the B side to Call Me
Yeah.
If You Get Lost, which were absolutely
Okay, so
unbelievable. By the way,
yeah.
yeah.
In April we got Metallica, Water Parks.
Mm-hmm.
Not much in April at all, really.
Not much, no. I'll have a look down my list.
There's actually nothing came out that I listened to in April as of yet.
Is it not?
Nines dropped an album. If that's
Nines, no, he's not my bag, to be honest.
Nina with a Nina. Ed Sheeran dropped in May. Fred again and Brian Eno also dropped on the same day in May.
An album that I really enjoyed that dropped in May, K-Tramine, like K-Tranada,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
Mine. That was a really sick album to listen to over the summer. Just proper vibes, man. Like, just really, like, I know K-Tranada is like heavily respected in the dance and the DJ scene a lot, and I know Mine is like, he's kind of like one of them semi-underground artists that just again people seem to really love. It's my first time really listening to both of them, to be honest. It was really, really just a good album.
Yeah.
To be honest, I really
Jonas
enjoyed it.
Jonas Brothers dropped in May. Yeah, I've just seen that. K-Tramine. Where else are we? Paul Simon, The Used, Arlo Parks. Okay, and then June we got Avenged.
Hey, that was going to be terrible.
We got Foos in June.
Class album, excellent.
Noel Gallagher, the most boring album I heard all year.
Was it that bad?
It's not even bad. It's just kind of boring.
Snooze. Yeah.
I just think he's like the fact. And I knew it was going to be that from the moment he announced the title was Council Skies. I'm like, mate, you've not been on a council estate in 25 years. Just fucking grow up. Do you know what I mean?
You're a fucking millionaire, pal. Like, literally, give it a rest, will you?
Yeah. Dave and Central C, that record came out in June. That was incredible.
Record? Do you think it was incredible?
I thought it was so good. I know it's only 4 tracks. It's just like a 4-track EP, right? But for me, that it wasn't so much about Dave for me, but that was the thing that led me to take Central C seriously. Like, up until that point, Central C was just some fucking whiny little driller. But after that release, no, do you know what I mean? Though, and then after that release,
said that.
And then after that release, I kind of said, okay, I can understand. I can see Central C being legit from here.
Respected a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do think it was good. I still think Trojan Horse is one of my favorite songs of the year. I think that's one of my favorite Dave songs. Period.
For me, it was our 25th birthday was in my top 10. I know that's the more kind of the most low. That's like kind of the most low key one on the album. It's a bit more chilled out, but I think the bars in that are just. I've never heard anything like. It's when he drops a line about Ivan Tony. The first time I heard that, I was like,
"What's that one?"
The fuck? He says something like, "I feel like I'm Ivan Tony the way they're watching my wages," and then after that line, he just tops off. He just goes, "You fat fucker."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just that exceptional.
The one that does me, because everyone loves Dave's lyricism. Like, I still think Dave does kind of. I do still think Dave's a little bit overrated. Don't get me fucking wrong. I think people still get way too gassed over some of his bars when there's some people doing it better. I think from a lyrical standpoint, but his line at the start of his last verse on Trojan Horse, but what was it? Back then, I had my Nankin, Dallas, Texas holding me and my poker. That's a fucking. Disgraceful bar.
There's one. I think in all of those songs, though, in every single one of those 4 songs, there's always one bar that stands out. I think because it's in Sprinter when he's like, "I love chilling with broke bitches, my butt won't fly," and then they all impressed.
I think that's a shit line, to be honest. I think
it's just like it kind of gassing me up. I'm just like, that's mint. And then what was the other tune on that album? It's UK Rap, wasn't it?
UK
Shouldn't listen
Rap,
to
yeah.
UK Rap. What a tune.
If it ain't Dave or Sench.
What else did we have in June?
Did we also have Uzi this month? The Pink Tape.
I don't
think
know. So King Cruel is here.
I'm checking. Yeah, we did have Uzi this year. This month.
King Gizzard dropped an album in June.
Uh-huh.
They probably drop one every month though. Queens of the
Yep.
Stone Age, Tom Grennan.
God, if Sam was there, he wouldn't stop for fucking 10 minutes about a Queen's album.
Yeah. Do you know what? June was a good month, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, we had honestly, mate, that Uzi album still like kind of weirds me out a little bit. Like, just there's some really good moments on it. I
remember
think
the single.
there's some really I Wanna Rock, yeah, Just Wanna Rock, sorry. But you had like the Chop Suey cover. You had you had the end featuring Baby Metal, and then Werewolf with Bring Me is
I remember hearing that. Was the one I heard.
It's an immense track.
Yeah. And then, so we get to third quarter, so we're in July now. What came out in July? Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version, one of my albums of the year, personally.
True.
And I can say that because I never heard the original Speak Now, so for me, like, Speak Now is a new album.
That's a new album, yeah.
For all the Taylor's versions, for me, are totally new because I never heard the originals in full. So, like... But I still haven't even listened to half the Taylor's versions. I just started this year, so like Speak Now. I think I'm a Speak Now girly. If we're talking about our own Taylor Swift albums, I feel like that's definitely the one for me.
We had Posty this month as well in July.
We had Povris dropped a cool album this July. Blur. Aphex Twin dropped an album apparently. Oh, Carly Rae came out in July.
Shit, was it? Right, let me cook for a second.
So Carly Rae and Utopia came out on the same day. I know which.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And Austin as well by Post Malone. And guess which one I listened to first, bitches? Carly Rae Jepsen. This album's fucking mint. This is fucking mint, honestly. Like people that still just see her as a one-hit wonder, just please go and listen to her. Always at least just go and listen to "Run Away with Me" because it's one of the best pop songs you'll ever hear in your life. This and then "The Loveliest Time" to be, to come 1 year after and almost be better than "The Loneliest Time" is mental. Like for her to do like dance hall psychedelia music and excel at it in a way that I don't think many other pop stars in her field could is a crazy.
I need
crazy,
to give it a listen. Actually,
outcome.
I've not heard it.
What I will say,
I listened to the last year's one. I didn't realize she'd release another.
Yeah, no, the song that challenges Crave for the best song of the year for me is off that album.
Okay,
and it's a song called Collage, and it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
So there's also it says there's an artist on here who dropped in July on the same day called George Clanton. I think that's really funny because like George Clinton.
Is that what? Is that really what was meant to be?
So the guy's name is George Clanton. Obviously,
George
not to
Clanton.
be confused with George Clinton,
right?
Of Funkadelic Parliament fame. August now. Miles Kane, probably shit. Didn't listen to it.
Probably wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I want. You know what I'll have a look at? Just the cover art for that album. I'm just gonna have a look right now. I bet you it's funny.
It's like it's someone. It looks like a wedding photo that someone like they've hired a wedding photographer, and they've took a photo of him looking out a window. And the album's called One Man Band, and the reason it's called One Man Band, guys, is because Miles Kane is actually just one man. He is just one man. Unlike Lucas Graham. Miles Kane is. That's why he had to specify. He saw Lucas Graham released an album. And he was like, people are gonna think that names now are bands, so he just had to make sure.
And that's why Alex Turner always refers to as Mr. Miles Kane, because he doesn't want to think that he's a collective by, not using the correct, correct opening word.
And the theory's actually called the Lucas Graham paradox. It was actually like a thing. that they studied back in the 1800s because they
That
knew
every person is more than one person.
they were expecting it at the time.
I see.
The Hives came out in August. They spotted monkeys. Fair enough. That's all
They
I
were
know
fire.
about them.
They were fire at monkeys. Like
Were they?
the front man for them is amazing. He
I
is
just
class.
I just seen a load of promo
Yeah.
videos and they looked kind of cringe, so I never got
No, they
delved
already
in.
no, they're just funny. They're just funny. They're like the weird uncles of like rock
Mm.
music at the minute, but they're just hilarious. They're
Yeah,
absolutely
they
hilarious, and they
strike
bring
me as
great
being kind of
energy.
cringe. August 18th, the best day of the year. Nothing came out. August 23rd, nothing came out. August 24th, Burna Boy apparently had a record out. We got nothing. There's a band called Rat Boys. Not to be
Rat
confused
Boys,
with,
not being used with Rat Boy.
not to be confused with Rat Boy, an
Yeah.
indie rock band from Chicago, Illinois, formed in
Illinois.
2010. Yeah.
Class.
What else came out in August? Nothing apparently. So September now.
That
Royal
was the
Blood.
month of O-Rod as well.
That was the
yeah.
month of Royal Blood. Yeah, O-Rod, the Chemical Brothers. James Blake apparently dropped. Yeah, I feel like a lot more happened. Corey Taylor dropped.
My loose cannons or my hidden gems of Leeds Fest. Joey Valence and Bray dropped their
Yes.
debut album. Fucking fire. So fun.
30 Seconds to Mars dropped. Did you listen to
that? No, I didn't.
Neither did I.
No.
I can imagine it was probably shit. Not Julie, but Doja Cat dropped in September.
Wait, her album? No, it wasn't. Scarlet dropped then.
Apparently so.
You're joking.
September 22nd.
No way. Oh my god, I didn't know that. I thought it came out like the last 2 weeks ago. That's weird. Oh,
we also had Slater with an album called Starfucker. I don't know who they are, but that is the worst album name I've ever heard.
What is that? Slater with like 5 Ys?
That is Slater with 3 Ys. So it's
3
like
Ys.
Okay. So it's like
Slay.
Oh, so it's one girl, and she's 27, so it's already too old to be using
literally
the word slay.
Get a grip. Get a grip. Love.
Yeah, so her album's called Starfucker, and that is the worst album name I've ever heard in my life.
That's quite funny. An album that I really enjoyed and reviewed. Nate Wants to Battle's To Let Go.
Yeah, Georgia Smith came out September 29th.
That.
May Muller, the Eurovision fraud, dropped on September 29th as well, and that was.
Do you remember all the Do you remember all like the thought was it the rumors leading up to that? No. For who was going to sing for us for Eurovision.
I heard something about someone because it was
Rina Sawayama was the main. Like she was the one that was meant to be tipped, and like. I think she was making like loads of jokes about it on like TikTok and the social media and shit. She was making loads of jokes about it after it was confirmed not to be her. Obviously, she knew beforehand, but everyone else didn't. And after seeing her at Leeds Fest, I can firmly announce that she would have probably won it for us, to be quite honest, because she's absolutely fucking phenomenal as a live performer.
And now, so we're getting to the recent ones now.
Yeah.
For All the Dogs by Drake, October 4th. What did you think? Have you heard it?
I have heard it. It is the most 5 out of 10 album I've probably ever heard.
Do you know what? I thought it was honestly decent. I was expecting it because
it's better than his. It's better than.
It's definitely better than his past few.
It's better than Honestly in My Mind.
It's better than the one with the pregnant ladies on the cover as well.
Yeah, Certified Lover Boy. Yeah, it's not as good as Her Loss, but even I don't think Her Loss is even that good, anyways.
No, I did think it had a few. I think the tunes with Scissor are really good on the Drake album.
The
Rich
cool
Baby
one,
Daddy, and Slime Me Out.
Yeah, the cool one as well. First person shooter, 8am and Charlotte. That's a really good song as well.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I just found myself like just going. I was really like Hong Shu me. To be honest,
October 6th, we got. Not only did we get Paramore This Is Why, we also got Pitbull.
Yes, Daddy, Mr. Worldwide. Did you? Yeah. Can I just ask? Have you watched? Did you watch the Brad Taste music video on that
I
album?
haven't, but I didn't think it was a thing. I need to.
It's absolutely hilarious.
All right,
It's
I'll
fucking
go away and
phenomenal.
I'll watch that now.
Watch that tonight.
Okay,
Honestly,
got
he's got
you.
a like. Pitbull's got a line in that album where he's this man. Right, how old's Pitbull? Can you just look this up for us real quick?
He must be like 45.
Can you just look it up for us real quick? Just how old he is.
I think he's older, surely. Pitbull age. He's 42.
He's got a line in this album on one of the songs where he says, "I've got ADD, a delicious dick." Bars, motherfucker.
Bro, get a job. You know what I mean? Get a mortgage,
Mate,
man.
this man is like...
Buy a house. Have some kids.
He's got too many. Bruce a
Like-
businessman.
Get on with your life, man. We got the Boy Genius The Rest came out in October.
One of my favorite albums that a very underground album, Kojak Phantom of the Afters.
We got
Absolutely phenomenal.
we got Rick Astley and Ringo Starr as well on the same day, as well as The Streets and Troye Sivan.
Heard a lot of good things about the Troye Sivan album, actually.
Yeah, same. October 20th, Blink 182.
I've not even listened to it yet. I probably should.
didn't
Considering we're
even know
gonna
it
fucking
came
headline. Considering they're probably gonna headline Leeds Fest, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
People watching this, just say who predicted it. Like
This is
it's
your
gonna
sign.
happen.
This is your
It's gonna
sign.
happen. Blink are gonna be headlining. Yeah.
The thing is, this is coming out afterwards as well, so we're gonna sound.
I know, this is
fucking
after the fact.
Stupid if it's not.
No, we're Omega Brain. We know this is gonna happen. It's a fucking. This is the law.
October 27th, King Gizzards released another album.
Another one.
Yeah, they release like 6 albums a year.
Why does everyone?
Do you not know? Do you know
like-
about this? Because it's because they're so prolific. So they release like 6, 7 albums a year. That is mental.
Right.
And they're always so different as well. They're like always just completely different. So they'll do like a metal album and then 2 months later put out like a nursery rhymes album.
Do they just do like a fuckload of acid every time we go to like a studio session and just
I'd assume so.
trip shit and make amazing music?
Genuinely.
Because if that's the
so.
case, honestly, that sounds fun as shit. To be honest, like that's how music should be made.
Oh, and then Sundara Karma album came out the same day, and that was really good.
Oh yeah.
I love that Sundara Karma album. It's unreal.
I'm going to see them in
UK, not to be confused with
Wargasm.
Go on.
I was going to say I'm going to see Sundara Karma in a week's time actually.
Yeah, they're playing
At the
Ritz,
uni.
and I'm doing ticket scanning for the first half.
Yeah.
And then I've asked if I can get off ticket scanning halfway through and go and watch them.
Decent.
Wargasm UK dropped an album, not to be confused with Wargasm from the other Wargasm. Basically, there's another Wargasm band. So there was a band called Wargasm. I think they're from Boston, and this Wargasm that everyone is talking about, they actually stole the name Wargasm. And they knew about it, and that's why their Instagram handle is like, "This is Wargasm UK," because they know there's another band called Wargasm.
That's actually really like, I can't tell if that's petty or just like downright stupid.
Yeah, just get a different name.
Like really, like come on, man. It's a shit pun anyway. Wargasm. It's a terrible band name.
Yeah, you don't need
It's a
2
terrible band
bands
name.
to be
Called
called
Wargasm.
It's not. You know what I mean? They 2 sets of people were like, this name goes hard.
Yeah, metal and sex puns just don't go well. Like, it's not
No, I'm going to start a band called Wargasm UK 2.
squared.
Yeah. Who else? So now we're in November, the current month.
Mm-hmm.
Jockstrap dropped an album, and Pendulum have apparently dropped. The Struts.
Two that I recently reviewed. James Marriott and you go.
Yesterday, what day? What's the date today? The 13th.
It's 13th.
So on the 3 days ago, we got an Alan Walker album and a Bad Boy Chilica album on the same day, and a Chase and Status album and a Chris Brown album.
Oh my god, it's
What a day for music!
What a day!
Fuck me.
What
also,
a day!
the Kid Laroi, Pink Pantheress, and Rick Ross dropped on the same day. Again, what a day for music. And then coming up, so today, Red Velvet, whatever that is,
Who
they've
the
dropped
fuck's Red
today.
Velvet?
Not sure, but
Yeah.
that's what's dropped today.
Yeah.
And then coming up, we've got a Bob Dylan album.
He's not dead.
I'm pretty sure I think it's a post-death album.
We've got a posthumous Bob Dylan.
Oh no,
album.
he's still alive. No, he's still alive.
Bob Dylan's still kicking it.
Yeah,
Wow.
It says that he's still active.
Fairs.
So Bob Dylan got the Danny Brown album.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Little Man Tate. I've seen them a few times at work.
We didn't even mention Scaring the Hose at the start of the fucking thing.
Oh shit! Yeah, Scaring the Hose came out.
We didn't mention Scaring the Hose.
Scaring the Hose is great, by the way.
What an album!
And then that's everything this year. Oh, December.
Yeah,
that is the last month of the year. So what's coming out in December? Car Seat Headrest are dropping an album on the same day as Nicki Minaj, and Chief Keef is dropping an album in December also.
Them bitches do love
There's
Sosa.
also about 300 unscheduled albums that are all to be announced. Judging by the fact that there's like 6 weeks left of the year, I can imagine none of those are going to be
fair enough. Nice.
So that is the end of the kind of recap of this year. I think it's time to hand out some awards.
I think it is, sir. I think it is.
Let me pull up the award ceremony presentation.
Should have put my bow tie onto this.
Here we go. Okay, so basically, I basically sent Alfie a bunch of categories, and between us, we've nominated a couple each for each category, and now we're basically just going to go through, and we're going to choose who wins the award. So,
hell the fuck, yeah.
The first award is Most Surprising Music of 2023. A lot of this stuff we've already talked about. So,
yeah,
you said Royal Blood and the Ratings. What was your thinking behind them? Because obviously, with Most Surprising, it could be like surprisingly good, surprisingly shit.
Yeah, so with the ratings, I was genuinely just like I mentioned, I was genuinely just shocked at how terrible they were. To be honest,
yeah, but
because it was just because I liked it, brother. Like I actually did like the ratings. I did. Right, believe me, before their first album dropped, I thought it was a bit of a sick band. I thought they were fun. I thought they just had, some good energy. I thought in a live setting they were good. And yeah, I just didn't expect it to be like this heinously bad because the first album wasn't anything offensive. It was more just boring and just didn't do much for me. This album, whilst the singles didn't do anything for me, the actual contents of the album was actually horrific. And when it comes to Royal Blood, like when I sent you this, I wasn't mainly talking about the album. I think the album was all right. However, it was them in a live setting that really turned me around. I saw them support Muse, and I thought they were really good. I just thought they were really good.
I think Royal Blood are great live. For me, I would also have put them in Most Surprising. But for me, I'm speaking about the album, and I would have said the album is like surprisingly shit.
Yeah.
Because the like Mountains at Midnight sound was unreal. The second single was alright, and the third single was kind of dead. But then they released the rest of the album, and there's maybe 2 songs that go hard. The rest of it I've totally forgotten about. So yeah, I did have high hopes for the album as well. I was so excited for it, and then it came out. For me, the ratings, I don't know if they're surprisingly shit. I'd say that's pretty like, of course they're going to be shit.
No, I think it's just like because of how I think my expectations of how bad it could have been got surpassed.
So my nominations with Ava Max with her album this year was surprisingly like, it was actually pretty good, and it had no right being pretty good. And then I put Drake for All the Dogs. I said that was like surprisingly fine.
Surprisingly fine. That's the bar for Drake at the minute.
Yeah, it's surprisingly fine. It was. I was expecting it to be terrible, but it was actually listenable. So that's why I put them there. Of those 4, what stands out to you?
I mean, I'm not listening to the Air Max one. I mean, I'd probably just for the sake of the argument say. I'd probably say no. You know what? No, for me, it's probably the ratings. For me, I think it has to be. Like
for me,
the fact that I know you've not listened to it, and that
Not even that,
the
but like
rate.
the ratings
Go on.
for me, like if you're saying that's surprisingly bad, like for me that's not a surprise. Whereas with Royal Blood and Drake, I
Yeah,
feel like Royal Blood and Drake are the ones that we agree the most on.
I'm fine with Drake. I'm fine with Drake, to be fair, because I give it like it's like
I'm
a
fine
5.
putting either of those two.
I think
I
I'd
would
rather say
have.
Drake.
I feel like where you would have straight up put the ratings, I would have straight up put Ava Max. I feel like we go
Fair
for
enough.
Drake or Royal Blood as like the in between point. So go with
Mm,
Drake for all the dogs. Uh,
there he is.
as you can see, this animation is high quality. You know what I mean?
So the production value is crazy, man.
Best viral music moment of 2023. So I'll let you kind of take the stand
Oh,
for your two nominations.
all right then. So the 1975 two time memes. This was like this might be the most viral moment of music, I'd say. It
Yeah, I'm
could
gonna throw
honestly
some
be.
clips here and there as well.
It could honestly be like I mean personal fear. If I don't like Mackham's one at Newcastle,
Yeah,
him saying free fugger is Matty saying free young fug is
yeah.
incredible. That's
I
actually
liked
amazing.
a personal favorite of mine was "Oi security, someone's fallen down over there. Do something about it. Stop standing there like a bunch of dickheads."
Yeah,
That was a
he's on my
personal
house.
favorite of mine. I
Yeah.
also liked "We need a Labour government or at least an opposition.
Mm.
How have we had a Tory government for the past
Yeah,
20 years?"
yeah.
Um,
No.
so yeah, two-time memes is a strong contender, definitely.
And
Give
then
me
the
your
Death
death
Grips
grips.
live show shenanigans. Oh,
So I
very
don't know anything
recent
about
one.
this.
A very recent one. You might know a lot about this. So, yeah, the Death Grips fan base, seemingly a lot of incel music nerds who don't leave their gaffs. You're looking at two of them right here. So, yeah, so this sort of all stemmed from a a meme on Reddit, believe it or not, about a person asking what they should wear to a Death Grips concert, and someone responded with um like a fucking like kids like Chucky the doll style overalls with like a propeller
Okay,
cap and like one of them rainbow lollies, like the big
okay.
spirally ones. And someone actually rocked up to the gig in that, and then people started doing like the same thing, just like wearing propeller hats to the gigs, and that's harmless enough. But then like it got to the point of people pissing and shitting in the pit, and also throwing so much like shit at the band that MC Ride and all of them literally just walked off stage at one of
Yeah.
the shows because they were
Okay, you
genuinely
need
being
to find a
that
few
insufferable.
screenshots and or clips just so that I can kind
I
of
will find
overlay them.
there was an excellent video by Dev Lemons that she did on this,
All
and
right,
yeah, it's really good.
all
She
right.
articulates a lot of it. She shows a lot of tweets, so you can deep dive
Yeah, send me a
and
few
all that stuff.
screenshots and I'll whack them on.
I
I'll whack
will.
them on
I
screen.
will. Yeah.
Okay, so my two nominations were the Skinner brothers DMing everyone and their mum. So if you know the UK
The
indie scene,
goats.
you
The
will.
goats.
If you know, I think like this has been going on for a while. It's not necessarily 2023 thing. It's been going on for a while now. But I think 2023 was the thing where people really started noticing it. So if you don't know anything about the Skinner brothers or their DMs, basically the Skinner brothers are like an indie band. I don't know where they're from, but it's UK based. The main
I'll
geezer
find it.
is like he wears a flat cap and a vest and shades everywhere for some reason, and he's got just like one kind of uniform that he wears. It's the Skinner Brothers uniform. I had a mate at work who he popped up to in the DMs of just being kind of flirtatious, but he's kind of just a weirdo. But not only that, if you there's a simple trick, right? I want you to all try this as you're listening. Go onto Instagram and follow the Skinner Brothers on Instagram, their official account. And within the next 3 days, 3 to 5 working days, you should have a DM from their official account, something along the lines of "Cheers for the follow, mate. Mind checking out our music," or like "Cheers for the follow, mate. Glad you like the new tune." You don't have to listen to their tunes. They just take the time personally to DM everyone, and it's kind of just fucking weird.
I
I
think
don't know. I
it's
don't know why it's as
hilarious.
funny. It's really not that funny. At the end of the day, they're just DMing people and being like, "Cheers for the follow." But there's just something about it being them specifically. I think if it was any other like band who were quite normal, it would be fine. But because it's this guy who's just like a flat cap merchant who wears shades indoors and like your granddad's vest, it's just kind of funny. So that's my first nomination, and then my second is HS Tiki Taki and General G's Trust promo.
Yes.
So like not the song itself, but like when they released like kind of the trailer. Did you see like the
Yeah.
promo trailer? So it's like
Yeah.
HS.
Yeah.
HS is rapping into the camera. And he's taking himself really seriously, and the camera pans around. You see the general get out the car,
And they call me the general.
he drops
Yes.
the famous line, and they call me the general. Hops out the Lambo feeling incredible.
Feeling incredible.
And do you know what's even better? The best thing about that video is if you like keep an eye on HS in the background. So General's delivering the line, and if you just watch HS in the background, you can see him absolutely creasing because he knows that it's ridiculous. Like he knows how jokes it is. Like he's just stood there. He's essentially just taking the piss out of the General in the same way that have you heard about this Gorlock of the Destroyer who's like mates with
Yes,
Ross?
yes, I've seen it. Yeah,
it's kind of like General G was to HS
US
at
beast.
one point what Gorlock the Destroyer is now to Aiden Ross, where it's just like she just pulls up and gets just abused and violated by all of his mates, and she's just chilling with it. So yeah, those are my two nominations.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all strong. I think they're all very strong.
Okay, two things we want to go into the thingy. So that Trust song, right? When I was on holiday in Portugal, that came on in the club.
Oh my god!
I swear to God, I swear down, I was not in said club when this was happening. I think I was. I don't remember where. I don't recall where I was. But my mate Nick, he was in. He literally. I'm pretty sure, like my mate saw, he went and sprinted off his fucking bar to go and listen to this song because it was just iconic. I wish I was.
But you know what's weird? It's like it's left the public consciousness so much. But
it's
I feel
so
like
funny.
in a lot of my end of the year content, we're talking about HS for some reason. There's just this thing at the minute, like because in my worst songs of the year, this like Twust didn't make it in. But have you heard there's like a drill remix of Twust?
No.
Someone did a drill remix of Twust, and that's in my worst of 2023 list.
No.
Because the song itself could have made it in, but it's the fact there's a drill remix. It's just ammunition. But yeah, all strong contenders there.
I've got to give a shout out, though. I didn't mention it. I probably should have put this in over the 1975 one. I've got to give a shout out to Odwin and Cash Crabs, because that was seriously some of the best shit I heard all year.
Oh yeah, got
Back
you.
on the Grill, Krusty Krab anthem, serious heat. Big up Odwin.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. I think it's of. I don't know. This one's a hard one.
I think that I'm gonna go HS. I'm gonna go HS on this.
For me, I was thinking the one that I had ruled out was Death Grips. I think it's between the other three. I'm happy to put HS.
I'd say HS to be
because
honest.
Because as well, he's like it's the way he's popping at the minute with all this.
He's
stuff
so
with him
big
and,
now, yeah.
Ross.
It's mental.
And like, do you know what? I'm starting to kind of like him. I think he's quite funny.
I used to hate him. But he's like, because they all see him as like a small fish in a big pond, that kind of thing. Like all like the Yanks and all that he hangs around. At least I think he does. Like, I'm not massively keeping up with his lifestyle.
The way that I kind of see HS's kind of journey is, it was him and Ed Matthews, and these were these two bellends who made everyone look terrible, and they're like the worst of the UK. And I feel like HS has done something really smart by taking himself out of the UK scene where he looks like the biggest dick in the UK, and he's inserted himself over into the American scene where everyone else is even goofier. So when you
by proxy, he's fine now.
Yeah, so when you put HS into America, he seems like the most normal, rational person. Because it is like literally when he's over here, the way that he's talking about like red pill culture and like women, it's awful. But as soon as you put him in America, he seems like the most rational, normal, like level-headed guy. There, he's like, not for the clout. I don't want to fight this guy on the street. Like, and then he's talking, and he's talking to that neon guy as well, being like, "You need to leave this girl." And he's like being an actual decent friend to this guy. I feel like HS is like He's at the minute he's carrying the UK. It's mental.
No, because he probably thinks like, who the fuck are these idiots? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
and they all think like, who's this guy?
You'd think the same thing, though, if you were hanging around with that. Is
Yeah.
Leon that like specky little dweeb who's like,
Yeah.
he has that weird, and like I think Ian Ross is just a bit of a freak as well, to be honest. Like,
do you know what?
I kind of want to think the same.
I kind of want to start like I want to do this more often. It's just going through like kind of internet things. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we need to start a podcast where we just look at.
You should have done this one for the. You should have done this for the fucking inhaler. You should have done this video for the inhaler.
Oh,
thing.
Trust me, that's coming up.
Is it coming? Oh, okay. Obviously, present day this will be out, but
yeah, present day it'll be out. So that was the podcast with Sam. So the podcast with Sam, we went in on the inhaler because obviously it was worst music fans. The end, it comes to Taylor Swift versus Inhaler. And we kind of came to the conclusion that at least the Taylor Swift fans are defending something. And they're like, at least there's a reason. Like,
what are Inhaler fans standing for?
Like, Taylor Swift fans are defending something and they at least believe in their own delusion. Whereas Inhaler fans know that it's like, Inhaler fans don't want to be Inhaler fans. But anyway, General G and HS, round of applause. They win the award for
call him a general.
What was it? Best viral moment?
Best viral music moment of 2023.
That was the one. Worst fan base of 2023.
Right.
I think this is a sweepstake, if I'm totally honest.
I think, honestly, you can really... I'll tell you what, one thing I'm going to rule out, one I'm going to rule out is 75.
They have been bad, though.
Have been bad this year. Oh, they've been bad.
However, remember that guy that outed himself as a nonce? And then he was just there, on Twitter, joking about it. And he was just like, yeah, I'm a nonce, lol. And what? And everyone, he's just... being jovial about it.
I remember that night on me, because I remember like everyone was like reporting, like, because I think you went to like I think you went to the gig in Paris, I want to say, and I think people were like saying like, oh, you'd been to this Paris gig, like fucking watch yourself. But no, I will say I'm gonna rule out 75 fans. I think Matty understands how cringe the fan base is. For one, I do think I think he has got some semblance of. I think the rest of the band, to be honest, I think they are mature enough to recognise that there's a lot of cringe bastards in that fan base. And to be honest, I don't think, like, I think, you know, because obviously Taylor fans, they all like dress up to go to the gigs and shit. I think the black tie, white shirt thing's not too bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of drippy.
Yeah.
I think it's
if there's any way you want to, if there's any, like, uniform for a gig, I think that's, like, a decent one. That's the best, like, gig uniform type of thing I've ever seen from fans. It's better than fucking dressing up as Chucky and throwing shit at death grips, you know?
Right. Should we go a little bit more in depth on Inhaler and Taylor Swift, and then we'll get on to Melanie?
I feel like we've bashed Inhaler fans a lot on this podcast, and I've got one coming up. I don't know whether it'll be after or before this, where we talk about Taylor Swift in depth. I think we do need to just go on to Melanie and kind of get it out of the way, because I've only seen bits and bobs from Melanie fans, right?
Right,
Wait a second, I might need to go and let my housemate in. Hold tight. Okay, I've returned.
Wonderful. All right, okay. So
time to roast Melanie Martinez.
Time to roast Melanie Martinez fans. So she dropped Portals this year, and out of curiosity, I did listen to it after watching the Brad Tasting music video, reacting to it, and I thought it was horrendous. I did think it was horrendous. It is a mix of like, it's just a mix of like bedroom. Pop mixed with the hints of infantilization that she had in her previous albums, like just everything about that's just fucking weird. Trying to be like a pseudo Bjork, and it just doesn't work. And essentially, like after bashing the album, Melanie fans sort of took after Brad Taste music and basically just like came after him big style. And he then reacted to the other two albums, and they fucking killed him for that as well, because he thought them were shit as well. And all of this is happening whilst her fans are defending Melanie, because she's got very strong allegations of sexual abuse.
Yeah, so that's the thing for me is I don't know if it's like, I don't know if we can give her worse fan base, because I think, of course, Melanie Martinez has a bad fan base.
Worst person.
I think because she's a bad person anyway, right? So of course she has a bad fan base. Where I feel like Inhaler and Taylor Swift don't warrant a bad fan base, so I feel like that makes them worse.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I mean, because I remember some girls in my like yeah, in like 2016 when Melanie Martinez was, I was like, who the fuck is this? She looks so weird. Why is she like? Why is her like her debut album is like her in a cot or like I think like
Yeah,
it's
that's correct.
so gross. It's like the infantilization shit is like it's proper like lolicon weirdo
Yeah.
music. No, it's so freaky. But I think no, if I was gonna give it to anyone, I think after what we saw, it's what do you see as worse? What do you see as worse?
I think
The
Inhaler gives me recency bias,
yeah,
but I
the
do
incessant
actually.
queuing and crying is certainly playing
The
on the
thing is, I
mind.
feel like the thing is Taylor Swift fans, right? I don't think they're actually that bad. I just think it's been like because we've had so much from Taylor Swift this year and last year. I feel like we've had like this really concentrated level of Taylor Swift shit posting. Whereas like
Yeah.
Inhaler fans, just the whole time and you just know it's gonna like with Inhaler it's gonna get worse the longer they go.
Mm,
It's kind of like this
yeah.
is just the start of something with the Inhaler fan base.
Yeah, I did see
Because
a
they're such
lovely.
a,
I did see a lovely like thing from the in the Taylor Swift like thing as well. You know, we've seen like people like proposing at her concerts during like Love
yeah.
Story and things like that. You know, I saw a lovely moment from like one of the cinema gigs when like a mom had her like no older than 6 year old like daughter like dancing around to Enchanted. Like that's just lovely. Like you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
not smile at that. Like
Yeah, I
yeah,
do think that. I think the stuff about like all the fucking women stood at the front of the cinema, holding hand like in the fucking circle, dancing
no,
around
you're
to
weird. Yeah, you're
a
weird.
concert film is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Sit the fuck down.
No
If you want to
bitch.
sing, just go to the concert
I
or just listen to the music at home. You don't like, bro. It's a film. It's a visual experience. It's not a fucking. It's not a fucking karaoke bar. I think
yeah.
Inhaler fans are worse though.
I'll give it in. No, I am fine giving it Inhaler.
Because
More than
for
fine.
me, Inhaler are a band in their infancy, and that
Yeah.
means that their fan base are only going to get worse. So this is
No,
actually
it's
just the
pure
start.
insanity because the new fans will be not only looked
Mm,
down upon by the Inhaler elitists, they
mm.
may also follow suit.
Yeah,
But if they're getting looked down upon and slandered by people who, oh my god, you didn't listen to Eli's demo from when he was 6 years old,
yeah.
at Bono's U2 concert in
Oh,
fucking
and
Miami.
to be fair,
Like,
speaking of Inhaler, actually, I seen something today that I just wanted to bring up.
God.
Fucking Inhaler selling I like them. Don't get me wrong, I like them as a band. Selling a fucking signed drum skin for 500 quid. Are you
Oh
taking
yeah,
the piss from a band that don't even have a million monthly listeners? Like you shouldn't even need to charge 50 quid for that.
yeah.
Also, your dad's fucking Bono. Why do you need 100?
Yeah,
Why do you need 500 quid?
Your
Like, don't get
dad's
me wrong. No,
fucking
no, no,
Bono.
no.
No,
But
it's facts. It's
no, no,
facts.
no. But like, I get that he's like, I get that they're trying to distance themselves from U2 and Bono, and they're like, they're trying to make a name for themselves, and that's all well and good when it comes to like status
Yeah.
and audience. But like,
He's
you
still got
like
that
if he ever
generational wealth,
fucking
though. You know what I mean?
yeah, if he's not like he's gonna go skint. Even if the band went like bankrupt and had to pay all of their
Yeah.
fans like 20 million back, bro's dad can still make him rich. Like he's one of the richest men in the
Yeah.
world. I swear down.
He's living calm. He's living calm. Like, you two played like what? How many nights at the fucking Sphere in Vegas?
No, but not even that. But even
like, they would
before
have got
that,
millions for that.
I
They would have
swear
got
they're one of the
millions.
highest grossing like bands ever.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, of course they are. Yeah, they've been going for absolute years.
They're fucking massive.
Yeah.
They've got so much money. Fucking Halo.
No,
Man.
yeah, Bono's minted. Bono's like he's clear. Yeah, yeah, fucking Halo.
That is they, as you can see on the screen. There is Bono collecting the trophy
His yeah,
for his son.
his
Next
his
up,
main-
Strangest. Oh, this is my favorite. Strangest
Yeah.
music Twitter drama of 2023. I'll let you explain your two.
Yeah, so I mean, we already talked about the. So we already talked about the Brad
Melanie
Sisson
Martinez,
Melanie Martinez thing. He's been in a lot of drama this year because he is a very like opinionated bloke. But yeah,
So I added Ronnie Radke in there as well for you, just because.
yeah. Did I not put that? Yeah, did I not put Ronnie Radke in there?
I added it in
No.
there just because I think it kind of makes It's kind of the same vibe, basically.
Yeah, no, it is. I was going to say, yeah, so the Ronnie Radke thing as well. If you've not heard the hit album by Ronnie Radke's band, Falling in Reverse, Fashionably Late, featuring the hits, featuring the smash hit,
What a shit
Game
album.
Over.
It's terrible.
What a serious tune.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what was mad?
An absolute emo rock classic.
When I was in my emo phase, I remember thinking Ronnie Radke.
You liked
was
Falling
like,
Reverse?
Not really. I knew he was a bit of a shitbag. But, like, I remember, like, they've got a video. What's it called? Just Like You is the song called. And in that video, for some reason, I just thought it was really cool. I thought he was the coolest guy. And they had Andy Biersack in the video for Bad Girls Club. I thought that was really cool.
Can I ask you what your opinion is on Watch the World Burn?
It's fucking dog shit.
Horrendous tune.
And it came out, everyone gassed it up so much.
Mate, no,
everyone was like, this is so good.
Thing. This is why I'll never trust a Rob Keller's music opinion, because he thinks that song's incredible.
Yeah.
Nah, boss. For a man who goes to as many music gigs as you can recognize a good song, surely. That song's fucking trash. That song's garbage. Yeah. So yeah, in retaliation, Ronnie has basically just set out a sideshow Bob vengeance on Brad, and Fantano for that one as well, which I think we'll also bring up later on. He has weird obsession with Fantano, and just music reviews as a whole. He's like the Joker.
Because the Joker's cool, bro. Ronnie Radke is
but more Joker in the sense that he's actually clinically insane. Like, the fact that he is.
I'd liken him more to fucking Green Goblin. He's
Green Goblin
goofy as fuck.
Maybe he's like fucking Silence of a Lambs Don. What's his name again?
Never seen it.
No, I do forget my name. I should remember the fucking name. Ice Nine Kills literally just did a song on Silence of a Lambs. Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, he's kind of more like Hannibal Lecter. Just like, yeah, literally.
He's a fucking weirdo.
He's a freak. Yeah,
crybaby, useless piece of shit.
Man,
he can't make a song to save his life. He thinks he's Eminem, but also thinks he's like Marilyn Manson at the same time.
Right,
and I don't know how that meant to work. Anyway, Inhaler.
So the Inhaler Blackpool Aftermath, again, very recent. We've got 2 Inhaler things on here. I didn't just realise that now.
Yes, this is mine.
So yeah, the Inhaler, a Blackpool Aftermath. This happened after the show at Blackpool Tower back in November.
Very recent.
And very recent to the date of recording, and this was an absolute shit show for everyone involved. So basically, this all stemmed from a Twitter
the
account
girl
which
who was crying, wasn't it?
I'm not going to name because I'm not going to fucking witch hunt. Like,
no, but she was crying.
Yeah, she was definitely crying. She was definitely crying. So the original tweet basically said like, queued for like so and so and didn't get barrier, or I can't see the stage or something like that. And I think we just photo of her crying. First of all,
with no context, by the way. No,
if you're
context
posting,
at all.
yeah. Just for context, of that, she couldn't get barrier, by the way, or couldn't see the stage. First of all, if you're posting pictures of yourself on Twitter.com crying, prepare to get just a little bit cyberbullied. Please, recognize that. Like,
Twitter was the original TikTok comments and the original Instagram reels.
Yeah, like, boss, it was a long day. So once the internet collectively reacts and laughs at this girl because it was genuinely pathetic. She then sort of doubles down.
She committed to it, didn't she? She then gave the context afterwards.
She then commits to a bit, gives the context afterwards. Not initializing this. Not initially saying this, mentioning her friends getting stepped on, and I think she talked
sexually harassed,
groping one of her friends, which would have been helpful in the initial tweet, love. Because now the entire Inhaler fan base is making everyone else who isn't part of the Inhaler fandom to be absolute horrible bastards who laugh at rape victims. Which is not the case. Context is a very important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so yeah,
you bet your ass all the people in the comments being like, "She got raped. She got this done to her.
She got touched.
I can bet your ass none of them knew. I bet none of them witnessed it. None of
No.
them knew what the fuck happened. They've all just seen it in the aftermath, and
No,
they've
no,
jumped
no.
on
Okay,
board.
now, what I will say, before anyone clips this up and absolutely tries to tell us on Twitter, right? We obviously fucking look at these scenarios very, very seriously. Things like this
Yes.
should not get taken seriously. We literally
Exactly.
we just ripped on Melanie Martinez about 10 minutes ago for being a genuinely horrible person, and her fans defending her and her heinous allegations. But shit like this, that we're taking the piss out of someone crying that they couldn't get barrier, and the fact that
It has nothing to do.
this
It has
context
nothing
was
to
not.
do with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
context that was later
The fact
given.
that the major context of this, which I'll give the benefit of the accuser, not the accused. We'll say that it's still hilarious that someone will post themselves crying on Twitter with the caption "Can't see the stage."
Yeah,
to me that is hilarious.
Yeah, the point isn't the context. The
Yeah.
point is, don't post yourself crying on Twitter with
It's
the
the
reasoning
entitlement.
being that you queued in a queue, because
It's the entitlement as well.
as soon as you hear the word queuing outside a gig, we're gonna go to town on you regardless.
Yeah, like literally, and even like we've just seen was it last weekend, the Dublin show. You're in Dublin, is city, like a beautiful, gorgeous city, enriched in culture, like a wonderful city. I was there in the summer. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I was there. I was there in
go,
November last year.
Like, oh yeah, you went for Fontaines, didn't you?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it was excellent. We had a great time.
absolutely wonderful city. Like walk around Temple Bar, walk around the canal, go
Fortune
to
Terrace, China buffet.
like and
£8.99.
Go to the cathedral. Go to the university. I heard the grounds there are amazing. Go to the Guinness factory. Like, there's so much shit to do. Yet you're gonna stand outside of the gig and wait to get in. Like, grow up. Let's move on.
Okay, so my two were. So mine is a direct quote. My first one is, "This was a reaction to finding out that Ratty was at my show." Now I'm going to put the image on screen because it's really
I don't know what the context of this
basically
is.
So I need to kind of bring up the context because it's very convoluted. Basically, there's this girl and she's talking about how Matty Healy's like a piece of shit or something. Like, she's a Taylor Swift fan, right? And she's talking about how Matty Healy's like a piece of shit.
No, I have seen this.
And she was like, and she's like, I still think it's hilarious how he acted like she wrote that song for him when he was almost 4 years older at the time. Also, this was my reaction to finding out that Ratty was at my show. The image is now on screen.
Yeah,
as you can see, she's
giving a side eye.
She's not very happy. She's giving it the lip curl, the old classic scrunched up face. And now that itself is kind of an annoying tweet you'd see to begin with, but that's not really drama. What was drama was the quote tweets to said tweet, which absolutely went to town on this girl. Like, even the Taylor Swift fans are just fucking tearing this girl apart.
She got ruined.
The top reply is, "You realise Taylor likes him and dated him. It's just personal shit. It don't really matter."
Yeah.
Basically, that just all the Taylor Swift fans turned on her, and then that was in the comments. But then in the quotes, the quotes went to town. So, hold on, let me find some examples. The first one, the first quote I can think of is, "You're a female with the name Logan. Why you talking?" I agree.
Oh no!
Someone hit her with the. A few people have just gone onto her account and screenshotted photos of her and posted it.
This is horrible.
Basically, people saying, "How could she call her anyone ratty when she looks like that?" Now, I don't condone bullying. I don't condone cyberbullying. However, this had me creasing. I was laughing out loud at some of these quotes. Do you know what it is? It's the presentation of the words that gets me here. It's not the fact that they're bullying her, but it's just like, if you structure an insult well, like if it's structured well and it's genuinely smart and funny and intelligent,
you just gotta respect
fair play.
Don't you?
You'll have me howling. I need to find more of these. There was a lot of much better ones. Someone replied with "Do the raw," which I think is fucking hilarious. Basically suggesting that she looks like the Do the Raw kid
The
from
fucking
Shrek.
kid from Shrek, yeah. I'll tell you what, for
Someone
a fan base
also
that claims they are like so inclusive and welcoming, they know how to
and they love each
fucking
other.
bully people.
They know how to
They know
rip
how
someone
to
apart. Yeah.
fucking bully people, man.
Someone also. Someone also called her the ugly stepsister from Shrek, but with shit bangs.
Oh yeah,
If the girl,
loads
if
of
the
people
girl,
roasting her bangs, like that's hilarious.
yeah, if the girl's watching this, I'm so sorry. We're not to rip on you.
Oh.
Someone just put ugly ass bangs. There was one that was incredibly. There was one where the sentence structure was just incredible. Let me find it.
You should have bookmarked
Hold
this.
on.
You should have bookmarked this shit.
No, I've got a bunch of them liked. Don't worry.
Truly hilarious.
Likes. I need to scroll past all the HS stuff from yesterday. Come on. Okay, so someone quote tweeted, "Can't tell what she's trying to express with that face. What a reaction. I'm devastated." Obviously a bit of sarcasm there.
I'm devastated.
Someone replied with a screenshot of a Matty Healy tweet saying, "For such a woke and tolerant group, you guys are really good at bullying people, lol." And that's exactly what we think. Someone put, "Girl, you look like the Do the Raw kid from Shrek."
Yeah,
Nice and blunt.
Yeah.
And then this one was just devastating. This one was ridiculous. She posed for this photo, saw it, saved it, revisited it, wrote out that dumbass tweet, and posted it with the photo thinking, yeah, that'll show him. Girl, I'm sure Matty doesn't give a fuck about your straw broom bangs and your thin-ass Elvis curl lips.
Wait, that's just the American version of that's mint, I'll post that.
Yeah, someone put someone put who the fuck cut your bangs, not to be offensive.
Not to be offensive.
And then the last one, this one I really like.
Yeah,
this face is not the slay you thought it was.
No.
Exceptional stuff. So that is the nomination there in the bottom right corner.
That's truly right. Okay, can we get this Inhaler one? Because I don't.
The last one.
Inhaler poster reaction.
So you remember this one because I remember we were on about it in the group chat. So Inhaler poster reaction. What happened was basically you've got some girl. She posts a picture of her new university bedroom, and on the
fuck, this is a banger. Oh, this is a banger.
No, honestly, we need to turn this into a series. Me and you need to turn this into a series, just laughing at Twitter drama.
No, this is just what Will and E did back in 2016. No, this is all he did. Like, swear down.
No, but like laughing at music drama specifically. So some girl posts on her Twitter. It's always got to be Twitter, doesn't it? Some girl posts on her Twitter. It's a picture of her new uni dorm room, and there's a big, massive poster of Eli from Inhaler. Now, that's quite cool. She was like, "This is my room from uni." I think the quote said something about her being like, "Oh, I'm never going to get a boyfriend with a room like this," right?
Yeah.
Something kind of funny, taking the piss out of the fact she'll never get a boyfriend, and she's a bit of a loser. And oh no, wait, there's more context. I swear it was like DMs from one girl to another.
Yeah, there was.
Right, okay, no, right. Let me start again. So basically, what happened was two girls are DMing each other, right? And one of them sends the other one a picture of some girl's room with like Inhaler posters, and she's like, "This girl's never gonna get a boyfriend."
Get a boyfriend, yeah.
Like bitchless activity, right? The girl who she sent it to posted it for some fucking reason, right? And that's like the first sign of like either this girl's a bit of a twat and she's exposed her DMs, or else she's just bantering. The whole thing's banter, and she just wanted people to see it and chuckle, and was hoping that the original girl would just see it and chuckle. What ended up happening was the girl was like, "Oh my god, I'm actually like underage, like I'm 17. How can you say that I'm never gonna have sex? It's like, are you grooming me?" sort of thing. Like, it's basically like sort of saying like, "You're sexualizing me, I'm 17. Yeah. And then the whole thing blew up because then you've got everyone being like, "Wait, we didn't have the context that you were 17. Now everyone's called this girl a virgin."
Yeah.
So everyone's been calling this girl a virgin, and now we discover she's 17. You get half the people that are really pressed, and they're like, "Oh my god, you can't call her a virgin. She's 17. That's sexualizing a minor." But then the majority of people are just like, "No, I'm sorry, you can call people a virgin.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
Yeah.
same as calling people a loser. So, like, a lot of the quote tweets were along the lines of, like, oh, you can't call someone a virgin on Twitter anymore. What's this about? I just thought it was really fun.
I remember seeing a lot of people like bringing up the fact that like, oh, I lost my virginity when I was like 15. Like,
The thing is, it's horrible to try and explain. Like, if you didn't see it at the time, you're just going to be thinking, what's this? What are they rambling
no,
on
but
about?
in the
But,
moment,
like,
it was
in the
fucking
moment, I
hilarious,
remember how fucking jokes it was because it was at the same time as the guy exposed himself for being a nonce in the 1975 fan base. It was like the same day both things happened. You know, the guy who was a nonce and then he was laughing about it.
Yeah.
So that was the same day. So I think it was just a mad day on Twitter. It's like the Inhaler
Mental
fans
stuff.
were all having a go,
Mental.
calling each other virgins and being like, you can't call me a virgin, I'm 17. And then the rest of us are like,
I'm gonna try and.
I'm sorry, you can call people a
I'm
virgin.
gonna try and find this in the group chat actually because I know you can just look at photos that has been sent. So definitely some screenshots.
Obviously, like when I've explained that one, it sounds like nothing. But at the time, that was mental because it was like the first time we really saw how mad the Inhaler fans can be. I suppose it was the first time where we really saw them come out of their cage, and we kind of realized, oh, these Inhaler fans. There's a bit more. Yeah, there's a bit more going on with these Inhaler fans. There's a bit. I'm sensing some things.
I'm just scrolling down.
For me,
and I'm trying to find it.
Do you know what? It's really bad for the listeners because I feel like the Inhaler poster one is like easily the winner because at the time it was so jokes. But like,
it was
trying to explain it on here, it's just not as funny. I feel like
it was very, very funny.
I feel like if we give it to that, I feel like it's going to be a very unsatisfying piece of content.
Let me just.
But all you need to know is basically,
is this it?
Some girl got called a virgin, and then everyone was laughing at her on Twitter because she was crying, being like, "You can't call me a virgin. I'm a 17." And the rest of us were just laughing, being like,
I'm seeing screenshots along those lines, but I'm not too sure if it's those ones.
There's been a lot of similar incidents within the
God, and music Twitter is just fucking weird, man.
Yeah, basically, to cut a long story short, some girl got roasted over her bedroom. Everyone called her a virgin, and then she was like, "Guys, you can't call me a virgin. I'm underage. You're all rapists now." And we were all like,
I'd say like for the whole like impact wise and like who was really good. Honestly, that the Ratty one is hilarious now looking back on it.
Yeah, and then so with the Inhaler one, like everyone called her a virgin. She came out, she was like, you can't say that. And then the beef was basically everyone was like, yes, you can say that. Like, you can call people a virgin. It's just the same as calling people a loser.
That. Yeah, you can do that. Don't worry.
It's like we were all like, we were all.
You can do that.
We all went to school. We were all in year 6 stats calling each other fucking losers. And
you can do a little bit of bullying just here and there. It's fine.
Yeah, it is literally.
It's online.
That was like the thing that came out of that was, okay, like these people have clearly never got taken the piss out of in school.
Yeah,
and I think it definitely set the precedent for the Inhaler fan base going into the future. Like that was the first time we really noticed.
And
but the girl who was just getting roasted, I think just for the laugh we've just had talking about that.
Yeah,
it was only the other day, but the laugh we've just had roasting it, I think it's got to win.
It's like a modern day. It's like a modern day version of that, like classic video. It's just like, look at the top of his head. It's
like that is like that.
It kind of is.
That Twitter drama alone is enough to make me want to start a new podcast where we just react to music Twitter drama.
Funny.
Every week we just come on for like 20 minutes and just piss ourselves at what the Inhaler fans are doing. But yeah, it's gotta go.
We'll give it that one. Yeah.
So well done to that girl, and well done to the guy who quoted it.
Hell yeah.
Twitter user of the year.
Righto.
Got some nominees here.
So right, okay, my two. Right, so I'll start off with the one that isn't a music one. So Brian's gun is genuinely hilarious. He's genuinely might be my favorite account on Twitter. Basically, it's a very, very simple concept. He takes football cliches and like quotes, and basically just compiles them into a video where just managers save them. So it's just like things just like we didn't take our chances today, or it's like 2-0, it's a dangerous scoreline, or couldn't hit a barn door, things like that, stuff like that, and it just comes off hilarious because like sprinkled in between. So, are you aware of? Do you know who Dion Dublin is?
I've heard the name.
So Dion Dublin, once he retired from football, he went to host Homes Under the Hammer, which is a UK-based home renovation show. And basically, he normally just cuts in clips of Dion Dublin saying stupid shit, and it's comedic genius to it. It's comedic fucking genius. Okay. You need to watch the videos. Like, if you're a fan of football at all, you'll absolutely love it. Okay. And I'm just gonna plug my laptop charger in real quick.
No worries. Okay, I'll give you one of mine. So for my first one, I've gone with a friend of the channel, I suppose. We've gone with Lauren, aka at Don't Go Dark. Lauren's jokes. She's very much in like the Inhaler 1975 drama sphere. Like, you can bet your ass that if there's going to be like an Inhaler on 1975 Twitter drama, Lauren will have something to do with it. Whether she's like the one getting rinsed, or whether she's just kind of commentating over all the chaos. If you want to be up to date with the drama and you want to like kind of have something to chuckle at, follow Lauren. Even if you don't rate her opinion specifically, she's just a good account to follow, so you can get all of the inner work.
She's a little bit like, you know how serious. I'm just drawing this now. She's kind of like, like the Katniss Everdeen of UK music Twitter. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever's popping up, I volunteer as tribute. I will start. I'll put my hat in the ring here. Sort of type like, shit.
Anything's happening, Lauren's gonna have something to say about it. You might hate what she's got to say.
I don't think I even follow the lass, and I think I just see her constantly.
Yeah, literally. And she's got some she's got some shit takes. But I can't lie, and she's gonna watch this. And Lauren, if you are watching this, I love you. You've got some shit takes. But also, she's very fucking funny, and she's responsible for one of like the nominees for favorite tweet of the year as well. So I'll let you go with your.
So I'll go to my second one. So yeah, at Riley John Savage, the Goats, Hive Mind TV, probably my favorite YouTube channel at the minute. They are fucking hilarious. It's just a music comedy show basically, like. And this Don, just some of it, just his tweets are just funny. I'm just go onto his Twitter right now. You may have seen the hit tweet. You're telling me a cis teen built this chapel? Hilarious. I know, it's absolutely just pure. Like, his first that's his pin. That's his pin tweet. He's got 287 kilometers. Literally the first tweet, his most recent tweet. Right? Say what you want, say what you will about Jack Harlow, but that boy can spell. Like, that's just. Like, yeah. It's just funny. It's just funny. You've got no gender inclusive bathrooms at Universal. Disappointed but not surprised. It's not even a photo of a toilet. It's just a closed shutter with a Mario and a Luigi flag above it, meaning both male bathrooms. Like, it's just funny. I'm gonna just try. I'll find one more. I'll find one more. 1 second. Like, he's just a funny bloke, and then all of his like one-liners that he does in videos, just like you could honestly just make a full-on, like, there'll be compilations of him just doing these like daft one-liner like bars, and it's hilarious. I'll leave you on this one. The Jets win on 9/11 once again. Sad face.
Oh no.
Peak. Amazing. The Jets, as in the basketball team, I think they are.
I can't live up to that. But my last one is the Festival Mill. Just your hub for news content at this point. Like, I follow him bell on, and it's like, it is literally a point where majority of my festival news comes from them. I'll get tweet notifications just every day. Like, that's how I know about everything at this point. It's the Festival Mill. Really
I'll tell you what though. Call out for the Festival Mill. I've not heard from fucking Ruben in about
what happened to Ruben,
10 months.
bro?
Ruben, bro, make yourself known, brother. What's this hiatus about? Like,
he's disappeared.
Bro. Are you all right? Like,
is Ruben alive?
Is Ruben alive?
Is Ruben alive?
Putting a call out, yeah.
Guys, we need to discuss.
We're sending a distress signal for Ruben.
Guys, everyone
For
find
Ruben,
find Ruben, guys.
From Festivalville.
Who we giving it to?
I mean, if it was my personal choice, I'd give it to Brian's gun, like hands down. But
I
obviously,
think
you're not too aware.
I think it's either, because it sounds good, either him or Lauren.
We can give it to Lauren. I'm fine.
I think Lauren's been jokes this year. We can give it to her. I finally met Lauren this year. She's cool, to be fair.
Bless.
Oh, the hyperlink was wrong. Hold on.
You give it to Rowley John Savage.
Yeah, okay, we got Lauren's got it. Okay, there we go. Well done, Lauren. Your award is coming in the post, and it will be this lighter.
Hell yeah.
Next up, best tweet
What's
of
next?
2023. So while we're on the topic, I'll go in with Lauren's tweet early. So basically, the Festival Mill, or the Randall Mill, same account, tweeted the Lathams will be headline every big festival one day, and Lauren quote tweeted it with one of the best like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Lathams convert, you know what I mean? I've grown to like the Lathams, but it's just the kind of the presentation and the structure of this tweet, the way the sentence is structured is so good. The Lathams is threatening to headline a big festival one day.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
It's one I've tried.
That's phenomenal.
I won't even lie. I've tried to replicate it using different artists.
Yeah,
there we go. But yeah, I think that's a phenomenal tweet.
Oh, it's absolutely phenomenal. The Lathams will never headline a big festival. By the way,
no,
no.
I think, and then my second nominee was this one I just seen while I was looking for a tweet to nominate. It's quite funny. It's a photo of Curtis Pritchard from Love Island. He's brothers with a Strictly guy, dancer.
Yeah,
he's a bit fruity. He's a bit of a fruity Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Why can he never just stand still and smile? Always got to be giving it when Marimba Rhythm start to play. I was just thinking the specificity of being like
specificities,
when Marimba Rhythms start to play. I think it's like that alone.
No, he honestly looks like he's gonna hit the fucking Carlton from Fresh Prince. He really does.
Yeah, he loves it. I'll let you get on with your team.
Oh dear, this is a fucking corker. So yeah, I'm gonna read out the entire, like, because there's a full, like, I'd say it's more of a thread.
It's a thread.
It's more of a thread. Yeah, this is a free tweet thread. So as you can see, the tweet is talking about is the ratings, talking about track 9 on their second studio album, monthly subscription. So the first tweet from this thread: she gets her tits out for £10 a month. If you're late to the listening party, we're talking about track 9 monthly subscription. # Tim's listening party. Is it controversial or is it actually empowering? There are so many different angles and opinions and morals inside the lyrics, which is exactly what we wanted. # Tim's Twitter listening party. It's always interesting to play both sides of a coin against each other. From the moment we had the music sounding how we wanted and vibing the way it did, the impact of the track shone through for us. # Tim's Twitter listening party.
It's so funny because it starts off the way it starts is as they've heard the discourse on it, and they started it off as if they're going to go in and defend it, right? But then they've just not actually said anything. They've just gone in and been like,
I'll let you. Yeah, it's like
they've gone in.
You can like take your own. You can take your, because they I think they know that this song is fucked.
Oh,
like from a lyric or something, it's fucked. It's fucked.
No, what it is when they say, is it controversial or is it actually empowering? They know that it's controversial, but they're just trying to kind of give themselves an out.
Yeah,
they've gone in and they've gone to defend it, and they really want to talk about.
That's your opinion to make. Yeah,
with a listening party, you've got to talk about all the tunes, and I think they've obviously got to this one and gone, shit, what can we say?
Fuck do we say about this one now, boys?
So they've gone to put out some kind of statement that'll like defend it or make it look more artistic and legit. But then in said statement, they've actually just not said anything of any value. They've just kind of gone, there's so many different angles, opinions, and morals, and they're not dissected any of them. They've not given us which one's right.
I find it hilarious going down when you look up at the ratings monthly subscription on Twitter in the search bar. Some of the tweets that contain that are incredible. Like the first tweet, but the last tweet when you scroll down, because there's not many. is some fella start to finish ting. The ratings, what's rock and roll, absolute class, 9 out of 10. Okay, monthly subscription, my favorite on the album. Reminds me of early Arctic Monkeys. I don't really remember the Arctic Monkeys talking about modern day. I'm not gonna dive in that way more, but OnlyFans basically, whatever that can translate to in
Do you know
in
what's
2006.
do you know what I think it is
Know what I'm
that's
saying?
so effective about that tweet, especially the screenshot?
Yeah.
It's just the opening sentence. Is it controversial or is it
actually
empowering?
empowering? Is it actually empowering?
It
When you
sounds
just
like-
dig deep, when you just like go, when you just go deep into your mind, just
You know,
really
like-
think about it.
you know
Is it
that
actually empowering?
You know, on like that Piers Morgan talk show where he's like
Yeah.
he interviews Andrew Tate and shit. Do you know like the little stingers that he does at the start after the advert where he introduces the debate or topic? Oh, it's like a Jeremy Kyle introduction to like a topic where it's like,
so
is it
funny.
controversial or is it actually empowering? And
Yeah.
and then they just don't go on to say anything. They go
Oh
on
my
to say
God.
nothing. So yeah, I rate that a lot.
Yeah. And then, this is what I was mentioning about Ronnie Radke's weird obsession with Anthony Fantano. So he, around the time of Halloween, went as Anthony Fantano and dressed up as him, like the clinically insane man that Ronnie Radke is. And this whole tweet is this tweet is hilarious once you just like when you look at it, it's so funny. I mean, let's just gloss past the fact that he generally looks like a fucking murderer in the costume.
It is jokes to be fair. It's a
The
good
hoodie.
costume.
I mean, the hoodie, just divorced, extra bonus, got rid of all my in-laws. Absolutely fantastic. And then the one on the right, and then the one on the right, radical leftist. It's just all it says.
This is the best thing Ronnie Radke's like ever produced.
Yeah,
It's so
I mean,
good. But,
yeah, like the one comment as well. Can I just point this out?
Karl
The one
Marx.
comment on the rating my own divorce. Son, can you please respond to our messages? I thought you weren't going to rate your own divorce. Please, we miss you.
It's a proper Photoshop job, that, isn't it? That is
No, he's absolutely. He's honestly, he's
top.
banged it. To be honest,
That's
actually
excellent.
so funny.
One like.
Yeah, so funny,
it's just
so
those
funny.
finer details where it's like rating my own divorce has 2 views.
6 views on how failing at music made an angry YouTube communist.
Yeah. Who's that going to?
Honestly, I've got to give it a ratings. Trying to make a song about online sex work is
I can't lie though.
Slightly lyrical.
I've got to back Lawrence though.
Lawrence is
threatening to headline a big festival.
Lawrence is
excellent.
like absolutely brilliantly crafted because it is correct. Like the Laphams headlining a major festival is quite scary to me.
So funny.
That is quite scary to me, even though I am a big Laphams fan. But I can we really give Lauren too much power and let her go for the double here?
Is it controversial?
We can't turn her into Romance City here. Like that's all we got. Like just that sentence. Is it controversial? Is it actually power? You know, you would have thought he's talking about like a Kendrick song or something like that. You know what I mean?
Like trying to do some like uni level study on this tune, and when you look into the tune, the first line is she gets her tits out for £10 a month.
Mate, you would have thought the album is like called like To Pimp Off the Estate or something like, you know what I mean? Like.
Is it controversial or is it actually? That's
the only thing the ratings will win this year, boys.
That's my new copy pasta now. I feel like whenever I hear
controversial or is it actually empowering?
Just that whole tweet from now on.
That's
anytime an artist posts anytime an artist posts like a
absolutely
releasing an album, I'm coming with that tweet. Stay tuned.
I'm gonna try and fit it into a Hive magazine review.
Yeah. Is it controversial or is it actually? Oh,
I'll try and fit
every Hive review you do, I beg you try and sneak.
I can't put it in all of them, right? I'm a fucking writer at the end of the day.
That was so funny. If it was just like this thing that we snuck in like an in-joke. It might have to happen.
Yeah.
But best live act of the year, big one here.
Right. Oh, yes. So
yours are on the left, mine are on the right.
Let's go just one for one on this one. 1975. I mean, massive year of touring as well.
They've been top.
And then that, I mean, to step in last minute for Lewis at
Reading and Leeds.
at Reading and Leeds to then do the how immaculate that um the debut album in full was
I
to
think
hear
what's
live
mad about the
was
1975
phenomenal.
is it's not even just this year. I think like that whole run from Reading and Leeds last year up until now, I think they've been class.
Yeah. Oh no, we have been. Yeah. And then
Sam
maturing
Fender,
again next year. Yeah, Sam Fender. I thought this gig was absolutely just amazing. I mean, for me going to it, like, being able to step out on St James's Park to go and see
mm,
this lad perform.
mm,
Never mind 20 minutes later, fucking Wonder Horse come on
yeah,
as support, which was brilliant. But yeah, I mean, he was absolutely on fire. And then for Brian Johnson of AC/DC to come
mm,
out, do Back in Black, and You Shut Me All Night Long, took me head off. Like,
yeah.
I was blown away at that. To be quite honest, it was
Sorry,
fucking
I'm trying to like rush through because
outrageous.
we've got 15 minutes left of this recording.
No, it's all right. Let's go.
It's gonna cut us
Yeah,
off.
Muse as well. So Muse as well. I thought when I went to see him were again incredible. For like bordering on 50-year-old dads, but know how to fucking play a guitar.
Yeah.
They were fucking phenomenal. Only thing that really lets them down at the moment is their set list. And then Joey Valence and Bray, yeah, really took me aback with how good they were and how fun they were. Like, everyone calls them like new age Beastie Boys, and it couldn't be more true. Their gigs are some of the most fun and energetic you'll go to. Like, I don't think there was a dull moment in that Leeds Fest show for half an hour. Everyone was just jumping around, throwing their hands up, just like it felt like a proper like 90s underground punk disco sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, did you go see them when they supported Biscuit? Did you catch that set?
I didn't.
You missed out, boss.
I feel like you keep plugging them though. I feel like it's one that I need to delve
You missed out. You missed out. If I do get the chance to see him at a small venue, I'm gonna go to it
So-
because they're amazing.
Mine were Fall Out Boy. Saw him this year in Manchester not too long ago. Unreal. Like, it got to like they weren't even playing. Like, they were able to miss out some of their big tunes and still just have a set list packed with just bangers.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible, and we had such a good time. Like, such a fun set. My kind of Reading and Leeds one was Foals.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Foals are always incredible live. One of the most underrated live bands in the world.
I'm still not forgiving my group for dragging us away early and only allowing me to see half an hour of that.
They were exceptional, and I
Pissing
got
me
a
off.
video. Well, I thought I got a video from In the Pit at Two Steps Twice, and I realised afterwards that it had cut off as I dived in, so you don't see any of the chaos.
Oh.
It's really upsetting.
Gutted.
But yeah, Foals are incredible. What I think that them and Biffy are like my two favourite bands ever at this point.
Yeah.
I think Joint. I don't even think it's like a one after the other. Next up, Blossoms. Seen him a few times. How many times have I seen him this year? Twice. But like Blossoms are just one of them bands that get better and better every time. They are excellent. They're fucking unreal, the Blossoms live, and they're just
Very
getting
good band.
better
Very
every
good
time.
band now.
And like it got to a point
Not
like at
realised.
Kendall was the real one where it hit home of like, okay, they are the dog's bollocks at this point. And then lastly, it's a more niche shout, but I thought I'd throw Pale Waves in just because I've seen them a couple of times live and they're always really fun. At Truck this year, I honestly would say at Truck this year, Pale Waves were one of the best sets of the whole weekend. I had such a good time. I was on my own, and I had such a good time.
Oh, you hadn't
for
found
Pale
your
Waves.
little you hadn't found your little model friend yet, no?
No, I'd not found them, but
Yeah.
they were excellent.
Yeah.
Pale Waves, like, they're so good. Their
shout
album
out.
was so good, and she was so nice when I met her after that gig as well. So fair.
Oh
play
yeah,
to
shout out
them.
to Heather.
It's definitely
Big
a
up.
niche shout, but who do you want to go for?
I'd say I'd definitely cut it down to. I mean, I don't think you've seen. I mean, you've not seen Muse or Joey Valence live,
No,
so.
I think we.
And I'm not. I mean, I've not seen. Right. Okay. So we've not. So I've seen. So I know we've both seen. 75, Sam Fender, Blossoms, Pale Waves, and Fools. We've seen.
So
those
we
were
picked from
constants.
those five.
So we'll cut out Fall Out Boy, Joey Valence, and Muse.
So
We'll do that.
I'm happy to put forward Blossoms because I've seen them the most this year. I think
Right.
as a live act overall this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Falls did a great set, and every time I've seen Falls, they've been great. But I've seen Blossoms the most this year out of those, and I think
Yeah.
Blossoms have been unreal.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Sam Fender the most out of my two, and I think Yeah, for his Leeds Fest one, I know we didn't talk about that one, but
Mm,
again, I thought was fantastic. Again, I thought the crowd was great.
mm,
Seeing it was a really just proud moment as well for just
yeah.
just for me and all my mates, just for where we come from, just to
I
see that
really enjoyed Sam Fender at
was
Leeds Fest as
phenomenal.
well. As an artist I've slagged off,
Yeah,
I really had a good time at Sam Fender at Leeds Fest, so I'm happy to put Sam. But 1975, how big is their live? Like
again,
they've had such a
I'd be fine
big
with
year
75 as
live.
well.
I feel like
I
it's
would be.
between 75 Fender and Blossoms for me.
I'd
I've
probably put it between 75 Fender and Foles, to be honest. Because I think you're definitely big in the Foles camp.
I
If I
love
if I
Foles.
if I stayed for the entirety of that set, I think I would have been leaving that saying like that's one of the best sets I've seen
The
in a
only
long
thing
time.
that's putting me against 1975 is I've not seen a normal set from them this year. I've only seen
Yeah,
their
same,
first album.
same.
So really, it's between Sam Fender Falls and Blossoms potential. I would honestly put Blossoms as I would give it to Blossoms personally.
I'm fine. I'm fine with Blossoms going. Yeah,
And then
that's fine with me.
I'll let you take the lead with Festival of the Year.
I'm fine with that one. Right. Okay.
But be quick because
So,
we've literally got 9 minutes.
yes,
or we're
no,
gonna
no.
get cut
I'll
off.
be quick on this. So my two picks were Loose Fest and Slam Dunk. Now this was a bit of a meme because Ewan, when he sent me the prompts for this, he just put Festival of the Year. He did not necessarily say Best Festival of the Year.
Mm.
So yeah, so these two festivals.
Shit.
So yeah. Well,
Slam Dunk
not
was like, I
not necessarily.
swear-
Slam Dunk is a very good. Slam Dunk seems like a very good festival. I probably could have went
I
this
swear
year
they had a
if I
terrible
managed to get my
year.
day booked off work.
I swear everyone
However, yeah.
rinsed Slam Dunk this year, did they
Yeah,
not?
everyone was rinsing slam. Yeah, everyone was rinsing slam dunk, and I find it absolutely hilarious how everyone overreacted. Because I was at the same grounds the day before live at Leeds Fest, and it was a chill as fuck day. It was quality. I really enjoyed myself, and the grounds get extended a lot bigger. Like there was I'd say about a third, or nearly a half of Temple Newsom that is cut off from live at Leeds compared to Slam Dunk. If there's barriers in between, it's like on the Thursday at Leeds Fest. You can't go to the you can't go to the main stage east on the Thursday. But yeah, I don't know how it got so out of hand. Like the thing about the food queues and water and going for the piss, things like that. It seemed like a shit show, and yeah, people overreact. I just found it funny. Loose Fest, on the other hand, is a festival you might not know about. It is a festival that is hosted up in Newcastle, and is a dance house D&B, almost a little bit hip hop as well. They've had like Black Eyed Peas headlining before,
for fuck's sake.
and like AJ Tracy. It's horrendous. And for the second time since its inception in 2020, it got cancelled.
Oh, so okay.
It got cancelled because of too much mud.
So they're
in
both
the field
shit.
that I was in. Yeah, and that was the meme, because again, you put Festival of the Year. Doesn't necessarily mean Best Festival of the Year.
Okay, so
they were the festivals of the year.
I'm taking the lead, and I can't lie.
Yeah.
It's Truck. Truck is
Yeah.
fucking quality. Every year,
Okay.
Truck. It's just outrageous how good it is, and I don't know whether it's because of how the festival's organised, or like how it's run, or the lineup, or if it's just because of like the group I'd go with. But Truck, it's fucking unreal. Like the Saturday was shit as well. The Saturday was like horrible. It was so wet, so rainy. Everyone had such low spirits on Sunday morning when it starts raining, and then as soon as the sun come out, you just know it.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what.
incredible.
If we can convince Dylan, if you're watching this, if we can convince Dylan to give us more than one press pass for Truck Festival
this year,
I'll happily accompany
this
you.
year I got 2, and it was me and Tom. And the plan is, I said to Oscar, I'd try and get 3 and give Oscar 1, but I'll try and get 4.
Oh no! Don't push it. You don't need to push it.
I don't know.
If you want
We'll
to
see
take
what
the
happens.
pals from home,
Not
it's
even
fine.
that.
Don't
We'll
worry.
see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'll see how many I can get.
Because even then, like more people, we can
like,
cover more bands as well.
Because you're with Hive as well.
Yeah,
so
of
I feel like it makes it a lot easier. So we'll have to figure it out closer to the time. I think some of those guys that I mentioned will be going anywhere, regardless of whether we get press or not. So I think you might be solid. But yeah, Truck's unreal.
We'll see what happens.
Get yourself down.
Yeah, no, it seems fun.
I'm planning, if I've passed my test by then, which I should have, I'm going to drive down on the morning of like the Thursday morning for Truck. I'm not even going to, because usually I'd go and I'd stay at my mate's house. which is like 10 minutes away. But I think this year I should just drive down in the morning.
Cool beans.
I think.
Right.
But
Well, I
yeah,
think that's
so
it, isn't it?
I think that is the last category. The end.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that graphic.
Quality.
So it's been a
Amazing.
great year. 2023 is finally done. We're got a lot of plans in 2024. I've got a bunch of new content that I'm going to make now that I've figured out like some of the more technical stuff. I've definitely figured out some new kinds of ways of making stuff. Alfie, is there anything you want to plug?
I mean, I'm still kicking about with a podcast. If any of you man are still playing Fantasy Premier League this year, the Black White FPL podcast is still going strong. So go and drop me a follow at Black White FPL. Follow on Spotify or podcasts, all of that. Personal Twitter, Alfie _ 12. Follow me on that. And yeah, that's about it. To be honest, yeah, if you want to go and read any of my lovely reviews on Hive, I had a smashing interview with James Marriott go up the other day before recording this. Yeah, all that shit's on there as well. Go and give it a read, I guess.
That's the one. So,
yeah.
Main stage 2023, over and out. That's it. Wrapped up. Bosh.